Look around the room you are sitting in right now. Look at the walls. Look at the furniture. Look at the device in your hands. Now ask yourself a terrifying question. How much of this do you actually own, and how much of it is just a temporary lease on a life you are desperately trying to afford? Ali wasn't broke because he made bad investments. He was broke because he did exactly what society told him to do. He played by the rules, and those rules were designed to slowly, silently bleed him dry. Average in 2026 does not mean a house with a white picket fence, a stable pension, and weekend barbecues. Average means waking up with a tight chest. Average means mentally calculating the price of groceries before you reach the checkout line. Average means living in a constant, low-grade state of financial panic that you mask with caffeine and streaming subscriptions. Let's be brutally honest. When was the last time you checked your bank account without holding your breath? When was the last time an unexpected $500 expense didn't feel like a personal tragedy? You are trading the absolute best years of your physical existence, your youth, your energy, for a piece of paper that loses its purchasing power every single month. Does that feel like a good trade to you? Ali was the poster child for this modern tragedy. He made $82,000 a year. On paper, he was a success story. He had the degree. He had the senior coordinator title. He drove a car that looked good on the highway, but secretly drained him $600 every 30 days. He lived in a 2-bedroom apartment that consumed half his net income. He was exactly 2 missed paychecks away from total, irreversible ruin. But you don't think about the ruin when you're busy running on the wheel, do you? You convince yourself that next year will be different. Next year you'll get that 4% raise. Next year you'll finally start investing. Next year you'll build that side business. But next year is a lie you tell yourself so you can sleep tonight. He was trapped in what we call the invisible system. The invisible system is a mathematical threshold designed by financial institutions and corporate structures. Its entire purpose is to keep you functioning, but never free. It wants you comfortable enough that you don't revolt, but terrified enough that you never stop clocking in. Think about your routine. You wake up tired, you commute through traffic you hate, you sit at a desk performing tasks that quietly drain your soul. You come home, too exhausted to cook, so you order a $30 delivery meal. You sit on the couch and stare at a screen to numb the reality of your day, and then you go to sleep. You are literally paying money to recover from the job that pays you. Look at your life. Are you building an empire, or are you just a battery powering someone else's? Here is the math they don't teach you in school. Your salary goes up 3% a year, if you're lucky, but real inflation, the cost of housing, food, energy, healthcare, pushes your cost of living up 7, 8, sometimes 10%. Every single day you go to work, you are literally becoming poorer. The money in your savings account is melting like ice in the summer sun. You aren't doing anything wrong. You aren't lazy. The rules of the game were changed while you were busy trying to survive. Think of it like walking up a down escalator. When you're in your 20s, you have the raw energy to sprint. You get a promotion, you step up, you buy a nicer watch, you feel like you're climbing. But what happens when you hit 35, 40, 50? What happens when you inevitably have to stop and catch your breath? The escalator doesn't stop. The cost of rent doesn't stop. Medical bills don't stop. Groceries don't stop. If you are merely keeping up with the middle class, you are actively moving backward toward poverty. The middle class is just poverty with better PR and a higher credit limit. And then the game got infinitely harder, because Ali didn't just have to compete with inflation anymore. He had to compete with a new predator in the ecosystem, something that doesn't sleep, something that doesn't demand a 401k match, and something that doesn't complain about burnout and processes 1 billion data points in the time it takes you to blink. Artificial intelligence. Ali was a data logistics coordinator, a very fancy, comforting title for a job that essentially involved moving information from one software platform to another, making a few analytical decisions, and sending emails. He thought his white-collar job was a fortress. Then came the Tuesday morning email. Corporate restructuring. 3 generative AI models chained together in an automated workflow replaced 14 people on Ali's floor overnight. Ali survived the cut, but the survivor's guilt quickly turned into sheer terror. The message was violently clear. His safety was a delusion. His average life was a target painted on his back. If your daily output can be mapped on a flowchart, you are already obsolete. You just haven't been fired yet. Are you entirely sure an algorithm isn't learning your job right now? This was Ali's identity shift, the 2 a.m. staring at the ceiling moment of sheer, unadulterated panic, the moment he realized that saving 10% of his paycheck into a high-yield savings account was like trying to empty the ocean with a teaspoon. You cannot save yourself out of a broken system. Frugality will not save you from a paradigm shift. You cannot budget your way to freedom when the currency itself is broken. You have to leverage your way out. You have to stop being the user and start being the architect.
Ali was faced with a binary choice. Option A, keep his head down, pray to the corporate gods that the AI didn't notice him for another 5 years, wait for the inevitable layoff that would wipe out his fragile, debt-heavy life and end up greasing the wheels of a system that didn't care if he lived or died. Option B, refuse to be average. Stop being the victim of the machine and learn to control the machine. Stop consuming and start producing. He looked at his empty apartment. He looked at his mediocre bank balance. He chose B. Now pay close attention, because this is where 99% of people fail. Ali didn't dramatically quit his job. That is amateur advice sold by fake gurus on the internet. Quitting without a bridge is financial suicide. Instead, Ali changed his inputs. He looked at his evenings. From 7 p.m. to midnight, his coworkers were binge-watching the latest trending shows, drinking wine and scrolling short-form videos to numb the pain of their existence. They were distracting themselves from the fire burning down their house. Does that sound like your evening? Are you sedating yourself because the reality of your financial situation hurts too much to look at? Ali stopped sedating himself. Ali started building. He didn't just play with AI chatbots like a toy, he weaponized them. He built automated workflows. He connected language models to data scrapers. He used AI to research massive market inefficiencies that humans couldn't see. He used AI to write complex code he had never studied. He used intelligent systems to generate high-converting marketing copy, build automated sales funnels, and handle customer service inquiries 24/7. He wasn't working 100 hours a week to hustle. Hustle culture is for people without leverage. He was working 20 highly focused hours a week, but producing the output of a 15-person specialized agency. He achieved the ultimate hack. He stopped trading his biological time for depreciating dollars. He started trading his scalable systems for equity and revenue. The results weren't immediate. The first 3 months were brutal, but a system doesn't get tired. Within 9 months, the revenue from Ali's automated digital assets surpassed his annual corporate salary. And here is the crucial difference. When Ali got rich, he didn't buy a louder car to impress people he hated. He didn't buy a flashier apartment to take pictures in. He bought his time back. He bought his safety. He bought the ability to wake up on a Tuesday and do absolutely whatever he wanted, knowing his machines were hunting for him in the background. He finally stepped off the down escalator. The middle class is not a financial bracket anymore. It is a psychological trap. It is designed to keep you comfortable enough not to fight back, but broke enough to keep you compliant to a boss that views you as a line item on a spreadsheet. Average is broken. Average is incredibly dangerous. The divide in the next 5 years will not be between the rich and the poor. It will be between those who learned to command the AI and those who were replaced by it. Are you going to keep walking up the down escalator until you collapse, or are you ready to build the machine?